The increase in drug abuse among students is because drug dealers have made their way onto senior and junior high school campuses in Ghana. This was revealed by a member of the Consultative Committee to Combat the Drug Menace in Schools, Dr. Olivia Boateng. The committee, commissioned by President Akufo-Addo in September 2019, has found that 1 out of every 3 students experiments with drugs. Let's get into some details of this study. 176 basic and senior high schools across the country were surveyed. For this, 59.9% of the boys tend to use cigarettes more. According to the findings, 54.1% of the boys use cannabis. 36% of the boys use alcohol. Now, of course, in the study, they were able to pinpoint to what boys abuse and what girls abuse. In the case of girls, 72.7% use painkiller relievers, and 34.3% use shisha, which is a kind of tobacco. 32.1% of the girls use alcohol. Now, Dr. Olivia Boateng is a member of the committee, and she was speaking on News Desk.
The safe, legitimate supply chain had been compromised. So, in the recommendations, we say that availability and accessibility is common for these students on campus. Yes, they are apart from the itinerant peddlers, there's the chain of safe, legitimate supply chain had been compromised in the schools. Females have menstrual pain or menstrual cramps to deal with, and for these, some pain medications can alleviate this discomfort. So rightfully, they may have been given these pain relievers just to take them when they experience such discomfort. But because for some of the opioids, like the tramadol, the morphines, have a tendency of being addicted to. Once you take it and it's not on a prescription basis and you routinely take it, you get addicted to these. And then because for some reason, you remember we had a surge on tramadol use and tramadol abuse. Because some of them know that when you add it to alcohol and things, you could elicit euphoric behavior. They may have had it because they had the pain, but they keep them or they source for them for these other recreational purposes. And so that's how come for the girls, it is mainly pain relievers that they were hooked on and were abused, and the boys, it had to be the hard drugs. Male who found themselves routinely getting these medicines, they know of it because they use them primarily for pain. But this time, they are using it as a recreational drug, added to energy rush, added to something else to elicit euphoric reactions. That's what we are talking about when we say that that high percentage were abusing it. They were not using it for the indication of pain. They were using it for drug abuse, for the recreation. We have come out with recommendations that we have taken to the minister, and I'm sure the president who constituted this committee will look at it and then aggressively tackle what it is so they can lay their fears to rest. What we are saying is, yes, there's an issue in our schools, and I'm not saying there are drug barrels in the schools. I said there's a legitimate supply chain that has been compromised, and that the regulators would take a second look at it. So some of the recommendations that we came up with are social support systems. So parents who are hearing this and are worried should take a keen interest in their wards and help the schools. Churches should come on board, religious bodies should come on board, everybody else to come on board, so that social settings will take a critical look at this.